This is an RFID reader that you can secretly store inside a deck of cards, under a close-up mat, or anywhere else that you desire, and you can secretly read information without your spectators even knowing. Let's talk about what Second Sight actually is. Second Sight is the world's most advanced RFID technology for mentalists. Second Sight takes RFID to the next level, with programmable tags allowing you to develop custom props with ease. Second Sight is the smallest, fastest, and most sensitive RFID reader available on the Magic market, and can detect playing cards at up to 5 inches. A simple vibration sequence tells you the suit and value of the card instantly. Second Sight combines with other technology from Illuminati Magic like Unify Notifier. The RFID tags may be hidden virtually anywhere: playing cards, boarding passes, drink cups, postcards, and even business cards. Second Sight features both wireless transmission and onboard vibration cueing. At only 61.5 by 38.5 millimeters and 7.4 millimeters thick, it is incredibly small with a range that allows you to detect the cards with a single gesture. The Second Sight RFID deck of cards that is sold separately is designed to specifically enhance magicians' performances. These cards are not made by hand. The chips and antenna are incorporated into the cards during the manufacturing process. This ensures that each card is perfectly thin and flat. The deck can be shuffled and handled in the same way that an ordinary deck of cards is designed. And the deck can be shuffled and handled in the same way like an ordinary deck of cards. This RFID reader has scanning times less than 1/10 of a second and the ability to read multiple playing cards simultaneously. You could also wear an earpiece and have Bluetooth voice announcements and programmable tags, allowing you to create custom messages and images. You can also use this with Illuminati Magic's Unify Notifier to allow you to get a miniaturized color LCD screen reading from this RFID reader. There's also iPhone and Apple Watch support included. On normal scanning speed, this will last for about 6.5 hours of performance time, and 3 hours performance time if you want to switch it to high scanning speed. Illuminati Magic also offers a 1-year parts and labor guarantee for all products. So what will you be receiving if you decide to purchase Second Sight? You'll be receiving the Second Sight reader along with a USB charging cable for it. The tutorials for these high-tech pieces of magic are actually already on the Illuminati Magic website, so if you'd like to watch the tutorial before you invest a lot of money in these, then you can actually go watch the tutorials, really understand how these devices work, and then decide if you want to invest your money in them. This Notifier device is a palmable LCD screen that will allow you to read what is being scanned by the RFID technology in Second Sight. So let's talk about what the Notifier is. Notifier is the ultimate peak device designed exclusively for magicians and mentalists. With its miniature retina display, the Notifier grants you the power to visually witness the results from a wide range of Unify devices. The Unify Notifier also links with other devices such as the Unify Dice, Color Sense, Pen Sense, Multisense, Second Sight, Magneto, and even some Pro Mystic devices. Illuminati Magic's innovative modular technology allows you to use a single Notifier receiver with the entire Unify range. This eliminates the need for multiple devices and saving you both money and pocket space. The Unify Notifier can also work with Magic apps such as Inject, Wikitest, Cognito, Ellipse, and more. And with its wide capability, the Notifier opens up a world of possibilities for your magical repertoire. The Notifier measures at only 55 by 18 by 12 millimeters, providing the flexibility to discreetly palm this and incorporate it into various concealed locations. Also, be aware that there are in-app purchases required for selecting certain integrations and add-ons. Inside the Unify Notifier box is a USB charging cable and the Unify Notifier. How difficult is this technology to use? Well, it's not terribly difficult once you understand it. You need to watch these tutorial videos. You actually may need to rewind quite a bit because whenever you're first connecting, it can be a little bit concerning because you're wondering, am I doing this right? There's a lot of things being connected, via Bluetooth, or I'm trying to get this connected to the app on my phone and all that stuff. It's a little confusing. But once you get it all connected, then you're good to go. And if you have any questions about how to connect these, you can email Illuminati Magic support and they'll get you sorted out and help you get these connected to your phone. How are the angles for these devices? Well, this is something that you can palm. You could also put it in a deck of cards. Your spectators don't know this exists. This is also something your spectators don't know exists. When you put this RFID reader inside a deck of cards or under a close-up mat or really anywhere that's concealed, the spectators don't know any of this stuff exists. So if you want to palm this, then obviously you need to keep your audience where they can't see you reading the peek that you get from your palm. But if you want to put it inside of a box or something like that, you can get your peek without your spectators knowing, then you really don't have to worry about your angles. It just depends on your performance style and how you want to use these. Is there anything you need to supply when you use these devices? Well, if you're using an RFID reader, you have to provide the RFID tags. Now, these can come in something such as this deck of cards right here, and in this deck of cards, all these cards have RFID tags inside of them. So when you scan them on the second sight reader, then they come up on the notifier and say what card it is. Now, if this was sitting under your close-up mat, you then scan a card by just waving it over the close-up mat or sitting it down on top of the reader. Nobody knows the reader's there. And then you'll get your peek from your notifier. I know it sounds a little bit complicated, but what you have to supply is the RFID tags. So if you have this RFID deck of cards, made by Illuminati Magic as well, but if you want to get RFID tags from somewhere else and put them on objects, you could do that as well, and then use these to write the tags to basically be able to be read by these devices. Now, I know that might have been a little complicated to understand, but just so you know, what you have to supply is the RFID tags and other props that you'd like to use with these devices. These devices are sold separately, the RFID reader in second sight and the notifier. These are two separate devices, and this does start to add up in price, especially if you want to combine it with something like the pocket printer that they have. It starts to get expensive. And now I'll get into the negatives. This is the same thing that I mentioned for the thermal printer that they released, Scribe. This is really cool technology, but it does stack up quick. It hits your wallet hard because these are not cheap devices. You're adding a few $100s whenever you buy things like this. If you want to buy the notifier, and then you want to buy the second sight reader to go with it, and you really need all these devices, not necessarily the thermal printer, but you really do need the RFID reader with the peek device if you really want to get the most out of these things. It is just a lot of money to invest, so if you're using these devices, you probably work professionally or make good money from Magic. You probably won't be investing in these if you don't make money from Magic, unless you just have an unlimited budget, which if you do, please share. But it does get expensive, and you need to be aware of that. That if you buy one of these products, you're probably going to need to buy another one to make sure you're getting the most out of it. So just be aware, there can be an expensive startup cost with this. What are the positives about these devices? This really opens up the door for a ton of possibilities. I mean, imagine having a playing card just get placed on a table on top of your mat, it gets read, and then you palm this device inside of your hand. You see, oh my gosh, it's the Queen of Clubs. Okay, cool. They've handled the cards the whole time. All they did was they took the cards, they shuffled them, then they went through, they took one out, they placed it on the table face down. You've never touched the cards, you haven't seen the card, everything's face down, but yet you know what the card is. That is really, really cool. I mean, that's a lot of things you can do just with that one routine by using an RFID deck of cards. Now, if you combine this by putting RFID tags on other objects, such as boarding passes or movie tickets or other types of cards that aren't necessarily playing cards, maybe business cards or trading cards or anything like that, then you can get into some really, really cool magic. But essentially, this is a way to read and get secret information from something that your spectators don't even know you're reading or you even know about in the first place. It's like having a secret accomplice that nobody knows exists, and it's not even a person, it's all technology. So I've been mentioning how expensive these devices are throughout the video, but how much do they actually cost? Well, the Notifier, which is the palmable peek device, that is going to retail for $252. The RFID deck of cards, that is $121, and the RFID reader, second sight, that is almost $500 US. This is an expensive startup cost. If you just bought those three things, you're already looking at about $1,000 because you have the 500 plus 250, you got 750 plus another 120, you're at 870. I mean, that's a lot of money to get started. Plus, if you want to buy the thermal printer, now you're at like $2,000 total. I mean, this is an expensive startup cost, so just be aware if you want to get into these devices, they are expensive. I do believe that if you're making real professional money from this because you're making, a decent living from doing magic, then this could easily be an investment that's worth it for you. But just be aware, these are expensive. Obviously, you know what you can handle, and if this is something that's out of your budget, that's completely okay. If it's something that you think that you can handle and you want to invest in it, that's also cool. And I think that either way you go, if you enjoy what you're doing right now and you don't want to involve technology, great. If you want to add technology and you can afford it, also great. It's completely up to you. Thank you so much for watching all the way to this point in the video, and thank you to Illuminati Magic for allowing me to have these products so I can do these reviews. For you beautiful people out there, if you'd like to watch another Illuminati Magic product review, you can watch my thermal printer review, Scribe, that's the name of it if you want to check it out. You can also check out the overview videos, which are basically the tutorial videos for these Illuminati magic products, and I'll link that in the description down below. So if you'd like to check out more videos on the channel, feel free. If you want to click that one, feel free. I'll see you there.
Sometimes all I think about is you.